돌아왔습니다. 분명히 돌아왔는데 입구 바로 앞에 온 게 아니네요? 이거 뭐야? 여기로 가서? 이 기지는 발견되기 쉬운데 사람들의 발길이 없다. 입구도 열어놓지 않았나? 아이고, 너를 잡기 위해서.
Snow's melting on my clothes.
이런. 역시 활 쏘는 게 최고야. 아휴. 야. 다람쥐 이런 것들을 잡아야 되는데. 그냥 안으로 들어갈 걸. 기지를 찍었으면은 안쪽에서 나올 텐데. 괜히 외부 입구를 찍어 놔가지고. 여기도 기계가 클로스트라이던가요?
Could hit it with purge water.
선링? 플라스마 핀, 폭발 가능. 그냥 갈까? 많은데? 여기 어떻게 빨리 가자고. 기지로 들어가기가 아래쪽이에요? 뭐야, 여기 아니야? 아래쪽이네? 입구가 아래에 있나? 입구 바로 앞에서. 입구에 왔습니다. 차라리 이쪽으로 오면 빨랐을걸. 아이텔.
Like this? Oh, you're not waving a hammer around, Aaron. Try a gentler touch.
And my big sausage fingers don't really do gentle, okay?
Bring it back. Trace the line. To your right. Other right.
I just saw it. It's the one Aloy found up north. Gotcha! They call it a concussion beat party or something. Yeah, now that's music.
Aloy! Aaron, you're all better. And you're here.
Varl said you might need some help after all, doing complicated things.
We still have much training to do, of course. One does not become hunter in a day.
Each seed grows at a pace of its own. Doesn't mean it won't bloom. You should know your Tanakh friend arrived.
Katalo.
I heard their warriors drink people's blood. Might want to sleep with one eye open.
I think he's seen enough blood for a lifetime.
I showed him to one of the rooms. He seems to appreciate the privacy.
Looks like you've got things under control. I should get this to Gaia.
Right. We'll keep on training. Catch up as fast as we can.
I'm seeing glyphs in my dreams already.
Well, while you've been off gallivanting around, I've been working with Gaia to find out more about the land gods. So from where I'm standing, you're in need of some training. Come along.
Okay.
뜨거운 훈련이 필요한가 보군요.
The old ones created so many wonderful inventions to help others, to help the planet. Technology really can be an amazing thing.
Yeah, until it gets a mind of its own and decides to kill everyone.
You're just a ray of sunshine, aren't you?
Only for you.
보급품 이런 게 모아져 있네? 이런 것도 있네요. 일단은 가이아한테 먼저 가겠습니다. 그 다음에 대화를 하겠어요. 아, 정말 오랜 시간이 걸려서 이거를 가져왔다고. 가이아야.
Welcome back, Aloy. When you're ready, please merge ether with me. Afterwards, I must discuss an important matter with you.
So, what did you want to discuss?
While you were away, I received an unusual transmission on my dedicated Aletheia frequency.
Aletheia. That's one of the sub-functions you couldn't detect before.
Yes. The transmission occurred so slowly that at first it seemed like an accidental blip of data amongst background static. Once I noticed this irregularity, it took some time to collate the complete message.
Coordinates. Where does it lead?
To a mountain to the northwest of this facility. A word of caution, Aloy. It is possible this transmission is genuine. It is also possible it is being broadcast by someone or something else.
You don't think it's actually Aletheia?
I am uncertain.
What's SOS?
It is an old world code. A distress signal. A desperate plea for help.
엘레우시아?
Why would Aletheia send a coded transmission on a frequency only the two of you can communicate on?
I believe it was done as a precaution to avoid detection, or at least to create the appearance of the desire to do so. I am also uncertain why Aletheia would expect that I would be able to detect and respond to its distress signal at all. As far as it is aware, I no longer function.
Okay, so either Aletheia is in trouble and sent the message hoping you were out there, or someone else is trying to get us to go to these coordinates, pretending to be Aletheia.
That is my conclusion as well.
제니스일 가능성도 있을까?
Could the Zeniths be sending the transmission?
According to the data I reviewed on your focus, the Zeniths recovered the other Gaia root kernel in the Hades Proving Lab. It is feasible they used it to gain access to my internal frequencies.
So, maybe they sent it thinking you'd respond and reveal your location.
Possibly. However, the transmission is highly irregular. If they intended to provoke me into revealing myself, I would expect the communication to be more routine.
Right. So maybe it's not them then.
통신에 관해서
You said the coordinates lead to a mountain to the northwest. What's there?
I have no record of anything of note in that vicinity.
Okay, and what about the other number in the message? 237. Any idea what that means?
I have queried my available databases, but it does not appear to have any significance. Perhaps its meaning can only be understood at the indicated coordinates.
내가 조사하지.
Alright, I'll go to the coordinates and check out the source of the transmission.
All by yourself? Ha! No way.
I included Erend and Varl in this briefing via their focuses. I concur that you should not investigate this alone.
What if it's a trap?
Of course it could be a trap. But if it really is Eleuthia, then it's in trouble, and I need to bring it back. Don't worry. I'll be careful and...
We're coming with you.
Fine. Go grab your things.
We'll wait for you at the west exit, in case you need to upgrade your gear.
자, 콜루트 완료를 했습니다. 드디어. 조난 신호. 와, 경험치 엄청 많이 주는데? 새로운 메인 퀘스트 메아리의 요람. 이거 레벨 20짜리에요. 다른 거 아예 안 된다. 이거부터 일단 해야 되나봐요. 좋아요. 이런 거 강제성 나쁘지 않아. 레벨업. 기술 좀 볼까요? 침투자 이 기술이 좀 괜찮거든요. 연막탄 거의 안 써. 집중 사격. 방사형 폭발 이거 괜찮더라. 나 아까 뭐 올리고 있었더라? 이쪽인가? 근접 낮은 체력 시 원거리? 맞아. 식물 채집가 이런 거 올렸구나. 맞아요. 약품 수량 이거 올려줘야죠. 좋아요. 낮은 체력 시 근접 공격. 왜 이게 원거리 해야 되나? 일단은 다 썼습니다. 최대 체력이 진짜 조금씩 오르긴 하는구나. 대화 한번 하죠?
Aloy,
That was sneaky of you, patching in Varl and Aaron to our conversation.
I am pleased you accepted their help. Is there something you wish to discuss before you depart?
하위 기능에 관한 질문. 데메테르?
What can you tell me about Demeter?
Demeter sows, fertilizes, and tends to plant life.
So once I bring it back, all the blight out there will start to get better.
While permanent restoration requires the abilities of Hephaestus, I may be able to improve conditions in the region for a while. However, a word of warning. Like Ether and Poseidon, Demeter's response to my query was highly irregular. Alone and frightened, it may have taken measures to assure its security.
Okay, I'll keep my guard up.
경계를 늦추지 않을게. 아이테르 돌아와죠.
You mentioned that the superstorms have subsided. Is that Ether at work?
Yes. Thanks to Ether's capabilities, weather patterns in the local region should mostly stabilize for the time being.
That'll be a relief for the Tenakth. One of their villages is still recovering after a mudslide caused the whole place to flood.
I will continue to stabilize the atmosphere for as long as I can.
아이테르 왜 또 되지?
Why did Ether take up residence in an ancient war museum?
As with the other subordinate functions, Ether needed to install itself on a processor with adequate storage and power. One in the museum appears to have been sufficient, given that the holographic displays were still active.
So Ether was assured it could stay for as long as it needed to.
Correct. Though it is curious that it chose a place surrounded with the ancient ruins of aircraft.
Maybe it also felt at home there.
호세이돈.
So, Poseidon, what do we know about it?
Poseidon controls the organic and chemical composition of water resources. Once it is restored to me, I may be able to improve conditions in the regional watershed. But I must warn you, like the others, Poseidon is lost and frightened. It may have taken measures to protect itself.
I'll be careful.
조심하도록 하지. 사라진 하위 기능들.
The missing subordinate functions. What can you tell me about them?
왜 이거 검은색
Artemis
배경이 깔릴까?
remolded the Earth with a variety of animal species. Eleuthia was responsible for gestating, nurturing, and acculturating a new generation of human beings. Apollo was tasked with preserving, organizing, and disseminating vast archives of human knowledge and cultural achievements. Unfortunately, all archived Apollo data was purged on the 2nd of February 2066 by order of Ted Faro.
Pharaoh, huh? I really hate that guy.
Understandable. He appears to have been pathologically narcissistic, impulsive, and unstable.
All 3 of the missing functions have already served their purpose, or were prevented from doing so. Do you still need them?
If attainable, yes. Restoring their remaining elements would increase my heuristic processing density. Perhaps you will be able to procure Eleuthia at the SOS coordinates. Artemis and Apollo, however, remain unaccounted for.
우리의 진행도에 대해서 동료?
How's Kotallo doing?
I detect that the loss of his arm still deeply pains him, though he has not voiced his thoughts. I may be able to assist in his recovery, should he be interested.
Really? I'm sure he will be. How are things around here?
Zoe has been studying the morphology of her land gods in an effort to understand their sickness. Without the abilities of Hephaestus, I am unfortunately unable to correct their programming. However, Zoe and I are hopeful we will find an alternative way to heal them.
Well, keep at it.
다른 동료에 대해서
Varl and Zoe seem to like spending time together.
Indeed. While studying Old World data, Zoe discovered references to a dietary lifestyle known as vegetarianism. She appreciated the similarities with Utaru practices and encouraged Varl to try out this lifestyle.
And how did that go?
I believe they have agreed to disagree.
How's Erend handling things?
He is becoming increasingly accustomed to use of the focus. After an initial incident,
What did he do?
he unfortunately crushed his first focus as he attempted to affix it to his temple. Amongst a number of Oseram curses, I believe he also blamed the focus for being dainty. He has given repeated assurances that it will not happen again.
Well, good thing we have a lot of extras, I guess.
여분이 꽤 많은가 보죠. 뒤로 옛 세계에 관해서 엘리자베스 제로던
So, Project Zero Dawn. The greatest minds in the world, all working to build the terraforming system while the Pharaoh Plague devoured the planet. What was it like?
Personnel worked in rotations at all hours of the day. Resources and technology were secured from across the world. Within a month of the project's conception, I was launched and began my education. Elizabeth encouraged me to spend time with the rest of the Zero Dawn staff. She said it was important to experience many personalities and perspectives to aid in my emotional development.
What were they like?
Scared, hopeful, determined. They were hurtling toward technological achievements on a scale never before attempted. I owe everything to their dedication.
엘리자베스
Gaia? What was Elizabeth like?
Her presence is interwoven with my memories. The moment I came online, she was there. We exchanged greetings, names, then set to our task. It was the first of many conversations. I enjoyed being in her company, listening to her stories. She was my creator, my guide.
Your friend.
Yes. When I reviewed the data on your focus, I was saddened to learn of her fate. though I am glad she made it home. I deeply wish she did not have to be alone.
She was okay with that. She gave all of herself. The only one who could. Thanks, Gaia.
옛 세계의 발견.
So the Hades Proving Lab, where I found the Gaia kernel. It used to be a Pharaoh research facility?
Yes. Prior to appropriation by Zero Dawn, the facility was used to engineer and test advanced computer viruses. It appears to have been one of many research initiatives by Pharaoh Automated Solutions.
I guess it wasn't enough to build automated killing machines. He wanted viruses to infect them with too.
다시 한번 몇 번 나올 것 같은데요? 옛 세계의 발견.
So, a while back, before the battle at Meridian, I went into Banuk territory. I discovered another AI there, one not related to Zero Dawn. Cyan. It was created to oversee operations for a volcanic stabilization project, and it spent the last 1,000 years in isolation. I'm guessing you didn't know about it?
No. From the data on your focus, it seems that Cyan was cut off from the outside world, an effort by its creators to protect it from the Pharaoh plague.
Any chance it could help us now?
I have already attempted contact, with no success. Given its previous experience with accepting an outside network request, I imagine it is unwilling to do so again.
Right. Because last time Hephaestus enslaved it. Well, that's too bad. I think the two of you would have had a lot to talk about.
저거 프로즌 와일드에 나왔던 그거 같다. 제가 내용은 기억은 안 나는데 거기에 기계가 뭔가 하나 나왔었던 것 같거든요. 자, 옛 세계의 발견.
The processor Ether was installed on was part of an ancient war museum, a memorial to something called the Hot Zone Crisis. Do you know anything about it?
My knowledge of historical events was unfortunately lost with the Apollo database. However, climate data indicates a peak in regional temperatures in the 2030s. Such conditions would see extreme, prolonged droughts, an increase in dust storms, and a loss of habitable landmass.
But they wouldn't have built a museum in the middle of a wasteland. So I guess things got better eventually.
Yes. Data suggests that temperatures returned to average levels in the clawback era of the 2040s.
There was an ancient tank embedded in the bulwark, buried under a bunch of boulders. Any idea how it got there?
During the Pharaoh plague, the US military resumed the use of human combatants, as automated machinery was unreliable. It is possible the vehicle was part of a pre-automated war fleet.
So they fought against the Pharaoh machines in the valley, until the mountain was blasted apart and buried them.
그리고 그 녀석을 제가 터뜨렸죠. 현재 위치?
So this facility, the Regional Control Center, it was meant to oversee the terraforming system?
For the local region, yes. Had humans received their education from the Apollo database, they would have then been guided here to assume operation. As that never happened, this place remained vacant.
Until Minerva decided to settle here.
어서 오세요, 어서 오세요. 자, 현재 위치 다시.
So I guess this room was meant to keep an eye on conditions outside?
Yes. From here, the facility's operators would have been able to observe weather and machine activity in real time.
That would have been quite a sight.
It may still be possible to view some of them, should you find and reconnect the cameras to this room's console.
I'll keep a lookout.
내가 다 찾아야 돼 항상. 쟤는 왜 아무것도 안 하죠? 뭔가 할 수 있지 않을까요? 아직도 살아있는 그런 기계들이 많이 있던데 통신이나 이런 것도 되는 애가 있을 텐데 말이야. 갈 시간이야.
I guess I should get going.
As you say. Be well, Aloy.
저 자막에 왜 저 검은색 배경이 깔리는 거지? 평소엔 안 그러는데 몇몇 개가 그러네요.
Aloy, I was able to unlock another room in the main living area.
Good to know. I'll check it out when I can.
Where have I seen this before?
조, 뭐 하고 있어?
Varl looks happy about his training partner.
Learning is best done together.
훈련? 동료?
You've spoken with Katalo?
A few words. Tanakh don't have much use for us outsiders. You must have made quite the impression for him to offer his fealty.
동료?
You've been getting to know Erend, I assume?
Of course. Any friend of Varl's is a friend of mine. In this case, a very loud friend.
에렌드. 훈련?
I see you've settled in.
Gaia did say this place was built for us, so we could regain control of our lands with her terraforming system. Nurture them like the land gods do Plainsong's fields. It does strike me as odd that a place of life should have so much metal.
안녕. 얘는 아주 잘 적응하고 있는데 사람 사는 것답게 뭔가 좀 꾸미고 뭐 음식이나 이런 것도 채워놓고 해야 되는데 너무 비어있어.
Right, I should probably go.
Is it true you're investigating a signal coming from one of Gaia's seedlings?
Maybe. We'll know for sure when we check it out.
Be careful.
We will.
조심할게.
Holograms. Gaia, I thought you said the data here was lost.
I was able to repurpose the equipment to store the data you have acquired in your travels.
그래요? 요거를 이제 내가 홀로그램이나 아니면은 뭔가 정보를 얻으면은 여기에 기록이 되는 건가? 이런 것들은 좀 안 보이게 해야 되지 않을까요?
Ah, there it is.
Looks like Erend and Katalo moved their stuff in.
에렌드와 코탈로가 근데 좀 깔끔하게 하면 좋지 않아? 여기는 깔끔한데 여기다 없나요? 이 짐들 이런 게 문제네. 술통. 코탈로는 어디로 갔지?
Oh, looks like I can open that door now.
어느 문? 화장실이죠? 작동이 제대로 될까는 모르겠습니다만.
Unbelievable.
Gaia, what was this room for?
This was intended to be a recreational room for control center operatives. Unfortunately, the entertainment modules were lost with the Apollo database.
Oh, that's too bad.
아폴로를 되찾을 수만 있다면 여기에서 평생을 보낼 텐데.
No good. Door's locked until Gaia can restore access. Huh. Looks like someone's rearranged stuff in here.
Aloy, I see you found your room. Your companions thought you would appreciate a private space of your own.
That was thoughtful of them.
여긴 개인 공간이에요? 에일로이? 접시 이런 건 없군요. 아하. 뭐 어쩔 수 없죠. 이 시대에 사는 사람인데. 펜던트?
I've been carrying Elizabeth's pendant with me for months. But since we're gonna stay a while, I think I'll keep it here, where it'll be safe. Elizabeth put all of her faith in Gaia. And Gaia put all of her faith in me. If I can do it all, recover the subfunctions, defeat Forzineth, heal the world, I'd like to think Elizabeth would be proud.
이 거는 게 여러 개 있는 걸 보면은 아니다. 여기다가 위에다 맨 위에다 걸어서 아래까지 내려온 거네. 하나 정도 더 있을 것 같기도 하고. 뭐죠 이건? 활? 창?
My old spear. Rust helped me make it. When I finished my training. Feels like so long ago now. When Varl found me after the Hades Proving Lab, I thought I saw Rost. I don't think he'd understand any of this. Or what I have to do. But still. Wish he was here.
Lost.
This is the rite of passage that Vishav gave me at the embassy. I liked him. He seemed like a good man. I think he was really looking forward to going home. When I met Hikaru, I figured he was just another bloodthirsty warlord. But Vishav was right. Hikaru wants peace. It won't be easy. But with his new marshals, maybe his vision has a chance.
헤카루가 생각보다 괜찮은 녀석이었어요. 제 생각보다는요. 보관함이 여기도 있네요. 아, 이게 기계 근육이 많았구나. 내가 엄청 많았네. 어쩌면 맨날 50개밖에 없어서 왜 그런가 했더니 맨날 50개더라고. 왜 이렇게 부족한가 했는데. 아니 근데 얘는 도대체 어디 있는 거야? 코타로는 어디 있죠?
The 10 road
여기
machines
있다.
too, in a way.
작업대에 강화하고 싶네요. 이거 쉘워크 강화할 수 있을 만한 게 별로 없어요. 테낙스 복수자 이거는 좀 합시다. 역시 1단계는 쉬워. 강인한 덫 사냥꾼. 덫 사냥꾼 해도 덫 사냥꾼 안 쓰는데. 그 다음 썬윙이죠. 썬윙 방어막 캐스터. 아까 위에 썬윙 있었는데 오면서 좀 잡을까? 안녕.
Aloy,
It's good to see you. I'm guessing you've got a lot of questions?
I've been told of our enemy and their intentions. Your friends showed me to the vision you keep in this place, Gaia, and gave me this focus. I don't pretend to fully understand everything, but all I really need to know is where to train and when to fight.
Welcome to the team, then.
테낙스. 너와 하늘 일조.
You said the Bulwark was your home a long time ago. That you were part of the Sky Clan.
Yes.
That's all you're gonna tell me?
Fine. As you wish. My parents were killed in a clan skirmish, so I was raised by my squad. As I grew older, I came to be known as an accomplished fighter. Tekote took a special interest in me. I fought by his side against the Karja, and led my squad on a dangerous climb into the Daunt. It was I who opened the gates at Barren Light from the east side, allowing the Tenakth to raise it.
That must have gotten you some attention.
Indeed. I was welcomed home as a hero, and I was content.
Then why'd you leave?
I became a marshal.
집행관이 된 이유. 집행관이 되려면 저 거를 참여를 해야 되잖아요. 크툴루인가?
Why did you leave the Sky Clan to become a marshal?
I was sent to the Kulrut by Tekote. Back then, I would have obeyed his every order. I believed in him, like one would a father. I was too blind to see the fear in his eyes. Fear of a rising young warrior challenging his command of the clan. I returned a hero from the battle at Barren Light. But to him, I was only a threat. Never occurred to him that I had no interest in rising above my station.
테코테의 계략.
Why did Takote think you wouldn't be a threat to him if he sent you to the Cool Route?
Tekote knew that if I survived the Cool Route, I'd be forced to forsake the clan to serve the Tenakth as a whole. I'd never be allowed to challenge his command, even if I wanted to. After our victory at Barren Light, Tekote spoke to our people, said it would be selfish to rob Hikaru and the marshals of a warrior like myself, even though he knew perfectly well I had no intention of ever leaving. It was exile, guised as an honor. One he knew I couldn't refuse. So I became a marshal, and never looked back.
I'm sorry you had to go through that.
I am not. Though it pained me at the time, a marshal is what I was destined to be.
10인의 날개.
When we were at the bulwark, the guard said something about the wings of the Ten. Hikaru also mentioned it at the Cool Route. Dekka, too. What does it mean?
The visions tell us that the Ten flew on great metal machines with wings, and leapt into battle from the sky. For us, to imitate this feat is the ultimate expression of martial prowess, and it is why the challengers leap into the arena during the Cool Route. Many times I imagined it as a child. The feeling of freedom, and the awe it must have inspired.
대족장 헤카로.
What did Chief Hikaru say when you told him he'd be joining me here?
You spilt rebel blood at the Grove, and helped reunite the clans. There was little more to be said. He understood.
Well, I'm honored he lent me his best marshal. At least for a little while.
Indeed.
순순히 인정하는데. 자, 훈련에 대해서.
What are you looking at over there?
The others have been helping me decipher the symbols the focus shows me. So, I thought I'd try to understand the weapon you intend to use against the enemy. This Hephaestus, it will be able to make machines that answer to Gaia?
Yes,
How many?
as many as we need.
Such power. Has the world ever seen the like?
제니스.
Now that you know who the enemy is, do you have any questions?
I'll admit I find them hard to grasp. From the heavens. And invulnerable.
For now.
I will leave the strategy to you. I trust you will point my blade where it will cut the deepest.
얘 말하는 게 되게 멋있어. 동료.
You've had some time with the team now. Any thoughts?
I admit I was surprised to see Nutaru here. Farmers don't make for effective soldiers.
I'm told she rallied some in her tribe against the Karja, and fought all the way to Barren Light.
Interesting. Perhaps I am mistaken.
I should
작별입니다.
go. Feel free to check in on Hikaru and your people. Door's always open here.
I will. I overheard that Varl and Erend are to accompany you on a mission. Do you require my assistance?
I'd rather have you and Zoe guard the base while we're away.
It shall be done. May the Ten walk with you.
제 팔에 대해서 얘기할 줄 알았는데 팔에 대해서는 얘기 안 하네요. 무슨 팔의 회복이나 이런 거에 대해서 얘기를 해본다고 한 것 같은데 전혀 얘기가 없네요. 제조 터미널 스크래퍼 레이더 하나만 더 하면 스크래퍼를 이제 강제 전환할 수 있어요. 와이드모 엄니 저거 얻기 어렵던데 엄니를 저거 부입하게 해야 되는 것 같던데요. 플라우혼 이건 아무것도 없네. 팽혼은 이미 했었고 강제 전환해서 싸우면 되는데 이게 보스전 이런 거 같은 경우에는 쓸모가 없어. 응? 위층? 떠나는 지금 심혈. 아, 여기 하나 있네. 심혈. 어둠의 그늘. 가라앉은 자네. 라토폴리스. 이런 것들을 안 갔구나. 가야 되는데. 일단은 뭐 아니다. 보면은 필터에 가마솥은 세모군요. 저 그냥 가마솥을 못 봤어요. 가마솥이 여기 어디 근처에 있나? 요 동네에서 하나 둘 나올만 한데 가마솥이 안 보이더라. 가다 보면 어딘가 나오겠죠?
And you said Aloy ended it for good, right? Gaia doesn't need it?
이쪽으로 나갈 수 있는 거예요?
I think
얘네들을 빼고 갈 순 없나? 해볼까요? 아, 여긴 가이아한테 가는 거구나. 아, 얘네들 빼고 나갈 수는 있지만 어차피 스토리 진행이 안 되겠군요.
Door's locked. Maybe Gaia will be able to get it open later.
가이아가 나중에 뭐 열어줄지도 모르겠어. 어차피 진행이 안 돼요. 빼고서 몰래 가볼까? 지도 표시가 될라나? 같이 댕기는 거 별로 원하지 않나요? 원하지 않습니다. 에이, 막고 있어. 아이고 가자. 떼놓고 가고 싶네요. 여기 서쪽이었나? 어디 얘기하던데. 여긴가? 가죠. 가마솥에 가면은 이제 기계들을 강제 전환할 수 있게 만들어주는 것이 끝에 있죠. 강력한 보스와 싸운 후에 얻을 수 있습니다.
There she is.
you ready to head out?
가자.
Let's go.
Look at us. 3 battle-hardened badasses forging into the unknown. This ought to be good.
위치를 모르니까 놓고 혼자서 갈 수가 없네요.